Asian Network.
Jibran, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for having me here. The pleasure is all mine.
Jibran, you have done so much work just in the last 12 months alone. There's been 3 dramas that have been on TV simultaneously. It was about right that you took a break and took some time out over Christmas, wasn't it?
Absolutely. About these dramas coming simultaneously on air, sometimes it so often happens that we are just working non-stop. Like one project finishes, the other one starts, but the on-air date, it kind of clashes sometimes.
Yeah.
So this time it so happened that a couple of them just overlapped each other. That's why you're seeing a lot of me on the TV.
And right now especially, you've got 2 dramas on television, one of which, Ranjha Ranjha Kardi, is breaking records. It's doing really, really well. Tell me about when you were approached to be part of Ranjha Ranjha Kardi.
Yeah, I've actually been away from Hum TV for quite a long time, as a lot of people have noticed. I was mostly busy with the other channels. It's always about a good script and a good team. So, and when it comes to Hum, I'm very particular that if you work for that channel, it better be something worth it.
Yes.
So, this script, this director, this team, they took their time to come to me. The moment I got my hands on it, it was up for grabs, so I did it.
So, Jibran, the success of Ranjha Ranjha Kardi is primarily because the cast is so strong and the performances are so strong. People really like your chemistry with Iqra as well, that we saw in the first 4 or 5 episodes. Big age gap between you and Iqra, isn't there?
Yes, exactly. I've worked with Iqra before in another project. There she was playing my younger sister, and I was out burning sisters. Yeah. In this one, it's a different scenario. She's a fantastic actress. When I got to know that she's going to be playing the lady opposite me, I was really excited because I've seen the graph where she works. So, and she's shown in this project as well that she's a force to reckon with.
But we can't trust your character in this drama, in Ranjha Ranjha Kardi, because what we've seen so far is that your character, we don't know much about his background. All of a sudden he's in jail, he's asking her to get a large sum of money to release him. She's head over heels in love with him. Is he actually genuinely in love with her?
This character, when it was narrated to me by Kashif Nisar, my director,
who also directed Aurangzeb, which was a huge hit play.
So he told me that this character, I want you to play this character in a way that even I can't figure out what you're up to.
Right.
Because it's absolutely grey right from the start till the end. There is no black and white. It's totally grey. So it keeps you guessing that what he's up to. Sometimes you'll be guessing even if the romance is real or not, his motives are real or not, is he a clean guy or not. At times you'll believe him, at times he'll give you this thing that you'll be like, there is something fishy going on. Yeah. So that's what it's about. He's going to come, he's going to get a little black and white later in the play, but that I'm not going to disclose right now, that in which direction he goes. It's going to keep you guessing.
Interestingly, the plays that you've chosen to be a part of, they do tackle some sort of social discrimination as well. In Ranjha Ranjha Kardi, your character quite clearly tells Iqra's character that his mother would never accept her because she's from a lower class.
Class discrimination, exactly. That's a taboo in our society, that even in this century till today, we are stuck with these boundaries where, you discriminate people by the class from which they belong, by the, even from the color of their skin, the society, these things happen. So this is just an effort to put a light on that it's about time that you should overcome these things, and we should take humans as equals.
But do you think a drama or television really has the power to make that change? I ask you this because the other drama you did with Iqra, Guerrera, which aired on ARY, which was about honour killings, in that you burn one of your sisters alive and Iqra plays your younger sister trying to fight for justice. Has a drama like that made any difference on how people perceive honour killings in the country?
I'd be very honest to you, it's from our part, it's an effort. I cannot guarantee you that if we make a drama on a social taboo subject, it's gonna completely, solve the problem. So from our part, it was always an effort. I take it as a small step, be it honor killing, be it class discrimination, be it sexual harassment, any subject which I've touched. It's just a small step to, I believe if I can affect even one person in the society, my job is done, because that's what I'm going to do. Now, how far it spreads, how far the message goes, that is not in our hands. In our hands, it's just the effort. So that's what we are doing. And it does creates an awareness. But how big is the magnitude of the awareness, that I'm not sure, because our media still is, it's not that global, or it's not that big a platform as compared to the other big developed countries.
But when you do a drama like Guerrera, for example, there is always a fear that you might glorify the honor killing, because in that drama there's probably a lot of Pakistani society who probably agree with your character.
Yes, exactly. That was, when we were doing Guerrera, that was the point, that we didn't want to glorify that, because for the most of the play, this guy was so dominating that a lot of those minded people were going to relate to it. So we have to ultimately show the result of the entire play should be in such a way that should give out a message. So we had to show that guy suffering in the end. So that's the ultimate message, that if you do bad, something bad is going to happen to you.
Do you think the television industry in Pakistan is oversaturated right now? Because there's so many plays on TV, there's so much content, but how much of it is really cutting through? How much of it is actually quality stuff? I mean, we're talking today about Guerrera or Ranjha Ranjha Kardi, or I could talk about Ek Tirania, but really, you have to do 10 plays for 3 or 4 to actually cut through.
I think in a quarter, we divide into 3 or 4 quarters, all the channels divide their products. In every quarter, there's 2 or 3 plays which are making their mark.
Yeah.
So around the year, I'd say it's 6 to 8 projects which actually make a mark, and then there's always the rest to fill up the slots. And as it's in the cinema, that some of the cinema is meaningful and the rest is popcorn.
But you see, with the cinema it's slightly different, because you are still paying a ticket to receive that product. But on television, when there is no real financial kind of get back or payback, you can be putting out whatever you want, and you don't really know if it's working or not. And the fear is that you get so many dramas on Pakistani television that people stop connecting to the medium.
Exactly. That is, see, whenever quantity increases, quality suffers. Back in the days when we had one channel, it was all about quality because there was no quantity. Now we have so many channels. So it is bound to happen. The quantity is going to increase and the quality will suffer. But still, you're right that the number of projects which are going to be remembered or which are going to make their mark are going to be quite few. But that's how it is, and with time more channels are coming, it's going to get bigger. Though the model of the industry is that people are going to keep producing the plays, and a lot of stuff is just going to be there to fill the slots. Yeah. But some of them will be there to keep you hooked and entertained, and to remember them.
Is it hard to reinvent yourself, Jibran, in this industry? For example, when you did a role in Chup Raho with Sajal and Feroz, you played a negative character in that. And quite soon after, there was a number of plays where you also played a negative character. Guerrera, again, you played a negative character. Ranjha Ranjha Kardi, maybe you were cast because it's easy to believe that you could be this grey-shaded character. Is it hard to break free from being pigeonholed, maybe?
It's... Again, it's a choice. Where I am today in the industry, I wouldn't say it's hard for me, but it's a choice which I have to make. I just did a project last year by the name of Khudgars on ARY.
With Amna Sheikh.
With Amna Sheikh. I had the choice actually when the script was given to me to do either of the characters. So when I read it, the character which Sami did, I have done that so many times, and so I told Yasir that I'd rather do the other one, because for me there's more challenge in that one rather than the one which he's doing. So for him actually that's the one he should be doing. So it's a choice. And I've been making this choice now lately. You're right, after Chup Raho, I was actually bombarded with a lot of roles which were all negative, and they kind of said that, okay, he can do it good, so he can do all of them good. Out of those, even I chose some negatives, but those were based on the script. Like you mentioned Guerrera. That I did because I really liked the subject. Then I did Noor-e-Zindagi. That was also a very good subject, and the guy was not like, he was a very, bad guy. So the choices which I made were my choices. But now I'm doing now another one for Hum, which is in making. It's by the name of Mere Humdam. You'll see that in the next one. In that, I'm the good guy, the supremely good guy, and Gohar Mumtaz. He's acting alongside me. So he's doing the bad guy. So I do make a choice to just,
mix it up.
Let people know that there is goodness inside me as well.
Yeah, because right now you're a million miles away from the characters you play on screen. So Jibran, with the film happening this year as well, will television take a bit of a backseat, or will you maintain 4 dramas a year? That's a lot to do.
I don't think it's going to be 4, because a big chunk of my time is going to go to the film. So there's this one play for Hum which I'm doing, probably another one, then the film, and after that I don't know. So maybe a little less TV because of the cinema, and then how the cinema goes ahead, I don't know, because even right now the cinema is not that productive in our country that I can say that I'm not going to do TV and just cinema, because there are not many films happening.
Of course.
It hardly 8. It's not even like 4 to 5 good movies happening in an year, and most of them are booked by the people they're making.
Yeah, of course.
So this
is
how
Humayun was producing a film,
so
Humayun
he's doing
will be in it.
Fahd is doing his own thing, and so films it's a slow process. It's gonna take us quite some time to be there where we can say that we're just busy in the films and not doing television. But so far, and then television is bigger than films even right now. So can't say no to television. So it's going to be happening. I'm going to be adjusting both of them.
Amazing. Finally then, Jibran, you've dealt with so many issues and social issues in Pakistani television. Is there an issue, or is there a subject that you still think needs exploring, and something that you would like to work on?
If you're talking about social taboo subjects, I don't think there's
anything left?
Anything left, except what. Actually, I don't think there's anything left, because now we are repeating the subjects, be it the dowry problem, be it acid victims or sexual harassment, rape. We've actually covered them all, But if you come on the fiction line, I would really want the television industry to focus on entertainment now as well, because the television has been so intensely serious and I'd say depressing.
So something like a Suno Chanda, which did very well.
That's just one. Then this another one on Geo,
Romeo
Weds He, and stuff like that should happen more, because that's also television. People like to laugh when they watch TV. So my personal wish would be that we should get more entertaining stuff on TV rather than subjects. There's social issues. Issues will keep on happening, and you don't have to see, if we are making 50 dramas probably in a year or more than that, we don't have to touch 50 social issues.
It can just be entertaining.
Entertaining as well, and action or thrillers or horror. Some horror also happen. I'm very happy.
Adnan Siddiqui did a horror.
And Saf did that for Hum TV as well. Horror comedy. There's so many things. Like, this is what I'd wish for TV to happen.
Asian Network.